After 9/11, something strange happened. Suddenly, experts on Islam were everywhere. TV, think tanks, universities, all saying the same thing. Muslims are the threat. Islamic extremism is taking over. Sharia law is coming to America. Documentaries mailed to millions of homes for free. Reports flooding Congress. Books on bestseller lists. Islamophobia became an industry, multi-billion-dollar, professionally funded, strategically coordinated. And when you follow the money, every trail leads back to the same place, same donors, same organizations, same agenda. This isn't grassroots concern. This is manufactured hate, media manipulation on an industrial scale. And you're about to see exactly how it works. Let's start with MEMRI, Middle East Media Research Institute. You've seen their clips. Arab TV translated to English, showing extremists saying crazy things. News outlets cite them constantly. According to MEMRI, seems neutral, right? Just translation. But here's what they don't tell you. MEMRI was founded by Yigal Karman, former Israeli military intelligence, co-founded by Meirav Wormser, Israeli-American neoconservative. The organization has a mission: monitor Middle Eastern media. But here's the trick: media manipulation at its finest. MEMRI translates maybe 0.01% of Arab media, thousands of hours broadcast daily. They pick the most extreme clips, ignore moderate voices, secular content, peace advocates, pro-democracy activists, only translate the craziest stuff, then distribute it free to Western media, think tanks, Congress. Who funds this operation? Israeli government connections, pro-Israel donors, neoconservative foundations. The result? Americans think all Arabs, and by extension Muslims, talk like extremists, because that's all they see. Selection bias disguised as objective translation. Now meet the think tank network. Gatestone Institute, founded by Nina Rosenwald. The Southern Poverty Law Center calls her the sugar mama of anti-Islam propaganda. She's heir to the Sears fortune, funds multiple Islamophobia organizations. Middle East Forum, Daniel Pipes, obsessed with Islamist threat. Runs Campus Watch, targeting professors critical of Israel. Clarion Project produced Obsession, Radical Islam's War Against the West. Mailed free to millions before 2008 election. No wonder everyone thought Obama was doing jihad in the Oval Office. Who funds this? Aubrey Chernick provides millions in funding. Center for Security Policy, Frank Gaffney, claimed Muslim Brotherhood infiltrated U.S. government. Perhaps this is one of their famous confessions, in the form of an accusation. Notice the pattern? Same funders appear across organizations. Nina Rosenwald funds Gatestone, MEMRI, Middle East Forum. Sheldon Adelson funded Clarion documentaries. Multiple think tanks. Paul Singer, Robert Mercer. Same names, different organizations. Israel lobbying connections everywhere. They cite each other's research, create illusion of independent confirmation, but it's the same network, same money, same agenda. How much money are we talking? Center for American Progress documented $42.6 million between 2001 to 2009 to the Islamophobia network. That's just what they could track. By 2015, CARE, Council on American Islamic Relations, found over $205 million just to these organizations. Doesn't include government grants, speaking fees, book deals, media contracts. The real number? Probably billions. Through donor-advised funds, Donors Capital Fund, Fidelity Charitable Gift Fund, they obscure the original source. Wealthy pro-Israel donors give to these funds. Funds distribute to multiple anti-Muslim organizations. Looks like separate donations, but they're actually coordinated. Same source, same network. Who funds this machine? Follow the trail. Sheldon Adelson's widow, Miriam Adelson. Nina Rosenwald. Paul Singer. Aubrey Chernick. Robert Mercer. Notice something? Many are major Israel lobbying donors too. AIPAC contributors. Pro-Israel PAC funders, same checkbooks funding both causes, not a coincidence. Why would pro-Israel donors fund Islamophobia? Strategic reframing. Before 9/11, Israeli-Palestinian conflict was seen as territorial dispute, occupation, political issue. After 9/11, media manipulation reframes it. Israel fighting Islamic extremism, same as America's war on terror. Shared enemy, frontline allies. This reframing serves multiple purposes. 1. Makes peace seem impossible. Can't negotiate with jihadists, right? 2. Justifies Israeli actions. Blockade of Gaza, fighting terrorists, settlement expansion, security buffer, civilian casualties, human shields. 3. Aligns U.S. policy with Israeli interests. We're fighting the same enemy, so we need unconditional support and billions in military aid plus diplomatic cover at the UN. 4. Project for New American Century gets America to fight Israel's regional enemies. Iraq, Syria, Libya, all Israeli adversaries. All destroyed using American military. Israel doesn't need to fight these wars. Just make Americans hate Muslims enough to do it for them. 20 years, trillions spent, millions killed. Mission accomplished. Watch how the pipeline works. Phase 1. Creation. Mimri selects inflammatory clip from Arab TV. Think tank produces report on Islamic threat. Academic center publishes study. Phase 2. Legitimization. Academic language. Footnotes. Expert credentials. Looks objective. Phase 3. Amplification. Fox News covers it. Breitbart amplifies. Conservative talk radio. Social media campaigns. Email forwards to older demographics. Phase 4. Mainstreaming. Politicians cite the research. Congressional hearings. Legislation proposed. Media covers the controversy. Phase 5. Policy outcome. Muslim organizations investigated. Surveillance increased. Travel bans and wars justified. Media manipulation complete. One inflammatory clip becomes government policy. And the beauty? Looks organic. Grassroots concern. Expert consensus. Democratic process. Nobody sees the coordination. Nobody follows the money. Nobody asks who funds this pipeline. This isn't just American. It's global. Israel coordinates with other countries suppressing Muslim populations. India, Modi government, has close Israel ties. Both claim fighting Islamic terrorism. Israel, Hamas, India, Kashmir militants, arms sales, surveillance tech, coordinated messaging. With China, Uyghur de-radicalization. They use the same language. Israel sells China surveillance technology. The mutual benefit. Both suppress Muslims. Neither criticizes the other. In Myanmar, Israeli arms were used during Rohingya genocide. Fighting Islamic extremism justification. The European far right, Viktor Orban, Marine Le Pen. Despite historical anti-Semitism, they're united by Islamophobia. Israel embraces them and gaslights them into a Judeo-Christian identity, then eggs them on to clash of civilizations against Islam. Russia, Chechnya, Syria. Fighting Islamic extremism. Israel and Russia coordinate in Syria. The pattern? Every country with Muslim populations they want to suppress uses Israeli talking points, Israeli technology, Israeli coordination. Israel exports anti-Islam propaganda globally. It's not about security. It's about power. Now meet the woman who gave white supremacists their ideology. Giselle Littman writes as Bat Yaor. Egyptian-born Jew, lives in Switzerland. She practically invented the Eurabia conspiracy theory, the idea that Muslims are infiltrating Europe to replace white Christians. Sound familiar? It became the great replacement theory that white supremacists obsess over. Charlottesville Nazis chanting, "Jews will not replace us," Christchurch mosque shooter, El Paso Walmart massacre, all cited great replacement ideology. The source? But Yaor's work. And here's what's insane. But Yaor claims Islamophobia doesn't exist. Quote, Islamophobia is a myth, a term coined to garner the sympathy of Europeans as Muslims form fifth columns around the Western world. She's manufacturing fear of a Muslim takeover while claiming Islamophobia is fake. This is manipulation perfected. But is it a confession? Should we worry about fifth columns and exploding smart devices? Like a petulant problem child, she starts the paragraph with Islamophobia is a myth and ends with, quote, but anti-Semitism is very real. Now here's where it gets really interesting. 2014, Syrian refugee crisis hitting high gear. Perfect timing to spread anti-Muslim panic in Europe, right? German authorities catch several Russian-speaking men disseminating Beit Yaor's literature to alt-right groups across Germany. Who are these Russians spreading white supremacist anti-Muslim propaganda? They were Israeli citizens. And the story immediately falls through the cracks. Why? Because it exposes the coordination. Israeli citizens, posing as Russians, spreading conspiracy theories to European neo-Nazis, right when refugees fleeing wars that Israeli lobbying helped start arrive in Europe. The operation was perfect. Radicalize Europeans against Muslim refugees. Justify far-right governments. Those governments align with Israel based on shared Islamophobia. Everyone ignores Palestine. Meanwhile, white supremacists and Israeli government end up allied, both wanting Muslims gone. The ideology comes from an Israeli writer. The distribution network? Israeli operatives? The beneficiary? Israeli foreign policy. So who funds this operation? Notice the contradictions. Organizations claiming to fight anti-Semitism, ADL, AJC, Simon Wiesenthal Center, promote Islamophobia. But here's the craziest contradiction. Israel actively empowers white supremacists. Bat Yaor, Israeli-based writer, creates the ideology that radicalizes white supremacist terrorists. Her Great Replacement theory, Muslims replacing whites, inspires mass shootings. Christchurch, El Paso, Pittsburgh synagogue shooter also cited replacement theory. Yeah, anti-Semitic attacks use the same ideology Israel helps spread. And when Israeli citizens get caught in 2014 spreading Bat Yaor's work to German neo-Nazis, posing as Russians, the story disappears. Why? Because it reveals the deal. Israel works with actual anti-Semites because they share a love for fomenting Islamophobia. Viktor Orban uses Soros conspiracy theories, hosts Bat Yaor at conferences, Netanyahu embraces him. European far-right parties, literal Nazi history. Israel allies with them now. Marine Le Pen, AfD in Germany, all welcome. Christian Zionists, theology requires Jews to convert or die in end times. Israel takes their money. The calculation is simple. Shared enemy now, Muslims, outweighs historical anti-Semitism or future theological annihilation. Steve Bannon platformed Bat Yaor, promoted Eurabia on Breitbart, visited Israel regularly, calls himself Christian Zionist. The alliance is open. White supremacists and Israeli government, united by Muslim hate. And the genius? When white supremacists attack synagogues citing replacement theory, nobody connects it to Israeli-promoted ideology. ADL isn't about fighting hate, it's about advancing interests, anti-Muslim propaganda, and the blowback serves those interests. So they manufacture it, fund it, export it, and call anyone who notices anti-Semitic. Perfect weapon. Media manipulation. When Israeli operatives spread that ideology to European Nazis, story buried. When Bat Yaor says Islamophobia is a myth, while manufacturing the very conspiracy theory that radicalizes terrorists, nobody sees the contradiction. Media manipulation complete. Israel lobbying isn't about fighting hate or protecting Jews. It's about advancing power. And if empowering anti-Semites serves that goal, they'll do it. The dead Jews in Pittsburgh? Acceptable collateral damage? The dead Muslims in Christchurch? Desired outcome. Follow the money, and you find the same network funding both. But notice it? And you're an anti-Semite. Who pays the price? Muslim communities. Hate crimes surge after manufactured panics. Mosques attacked, children bullied, employment discrimination, constant surveillance, political marginalization, Muslim ban, family separations, the psychological toll of being constantly othered, suspected, feared. War on terror victims, millions killed in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, Yemen, entire regions destabilized. Refugee crisis. Here is the sad part. They knew the blowback was going to be the rise of ISIS, created by the destabilization. It was predictable. In fact, Turkey's President Erdogan made this prediction after his team evaluated the plans to invade Iraq. But the media made Turkey out as an opportunist. Hindsight is 2020. It's clear Turkey was a real ally and a friend of USA. Trillions wasted that could have built infrastructure, healthcare, education. American civil liberties, Patriot Act, mass surveillance, torture normalized, Guantanamo, drone assassinations, all justified by manufactured fear, and Palestinians, the original target. Islamophobia makes Americans unsympathetic. They made fighting Hamas into a religious, a racial, and a civilizational clash. This is how blockades are justified. Civilian casualties dismissed. International law ignored. Israel achieves its goal. Unconditional U.S. support while oppression continues. How do you spot manufactured Islamophobia? Red flag 1. Check the source. Is it funded by the usual suspects? Nina Rosenwald, Adelson, Singer, Chernik? Red flag 2. Does it cite memory or the think tank network as proof? Circular citation. They cite each other. Red flag 3. Does it conflate all Muslims with extremists? No distinction between 1.8 billion people and tiny fraction? Red flag 4. Does it ignore context? Western intervention, occupation, political grievances all erased? Red flag 5. Does it serve Israel lobbying interests? Makes Israel look good? Muslims look bad? Justifies U.S. intervention? If yes to these, you're seeing manufactured content. It's media manipulation. It's not organic concern. It's industrial-scale production of Islamophobia. Follow the money and you'll find who funds these experts. The answer reveals the agenda. Why does media manipulation work so well? Post 9/11 trauma. Real fear exploited. Simple narratives feel safe. Better safe than sorry. Confirmation bias. Terrorist attacks prove the narrative. Ignore context. Ignore scale. Tiny fraction becomes all Muslims. Media incentives. If it bleeds, it leads. Conflict sells. Nuance doesn't. Political incentives. Bipartisan consensus. Tough on terror rhetoric wins elections. Financial incentives. Think tanks need funding. Experts need gigs. Counter-terrorism industry worth billions. DHS grants. Consulting contracts. Everyone profits except truth. And the shield. Call critics anti-Semitic. Career destruction. Social ostracization. Legal threats. Perfect defense. Who funds this? Can't ask without being destroyed. System protects itself. Step back. See the bigger picture. This isn't just about Muslims. It's about information control. Demonstrating power. The message: we can make you hate 1.8 billion people. We can make you support wars against your interests. We can spend your trillions killing people who never attacked you. We can destroy anyone who questions us. We control your perception of reality. Islamophobia industry reveals who wields power. Not elected officials, not voters, not free press. The ones who can manufacture hatred, start wars, suppress truth, destroy critics, and never face accountability. Follow the money to the same donor class. Israel lobbying, military-industrial complex, intelligence agencies, billionaire networks. They coordinate. Same talking points, same timing, same targets. This is information warfare. The enemy isn't foreign, it's domestic. The weapon isn't missiles, it's narrative control. The target is your mind. Media manipulation isn't a bug, it's the feature. What can you do? 1. Always follow their money. Who funds the source? What's their agenda? 2. Question the narrative. Why am I being told to hate this group? Who benefits? 3. Recognize the pattern. Memory clip, to think tank report, to Fox News, to policy. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. 4. Share this video. Platforms don't want this information spreading. Do it anyway because judging by the YouTube analytics, the content with these subjects do get suppressed. 5. Support independent media. Not funded by the usual suspects. 6. Demand lobbying be made illegal. 7. Remember, the same people manufacturing hate of Muslim control other narratives too. War, economics, politics, media manipulation is everywhere. The who funds this question unlocks everything. The Islamophobia industry. Israeli writer invents white supremacist ideology, Israeli operatives spread it to neo-Nazis. Israeli Zionist organizations funds the entire network. Dead Muslims is the goal. Dead Jews is an acceptable loss. Follow the money. It leads to Israel, the source of media manipulation. Batya or memory. The network is real. Who funds this hate? Now you know. Share before deleted.